Radio.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. US President Donald Trump's once again claimed he's immune from the coronavirus at a campaign rally in Florida. It comes as scientists confirm the first case of COVID-19 reinfection in the US. Jagruti Dave reports from Washington.
President Trump returned to the campaign trail for the first time less than 2 weeks after his coronavirus diagnosis. In front of a crowd of supporters in Florida, many of them not wearing masks and not socially distancing, he repeated his claims he might be immune from COVID-19. In a statement earlier, the White House physician said the president had tested negative for the virus on consecutive days. But the president's words come on the same day that scientists confirmed the first US case of reinfection in a 25-year-old man in Nevada who'd been infected twice with the coronavirus, raising further questions about the impact of the virus on the immune system.
The World Health Organization is attempting to shut down the idea of allowing COVID-19 to spread to achieve herd immunity. The body says the idea is scientifically and ethically problematic. The warning comes as case numbers rise across Europe to similar levels in terms of confirmed cases seen at the start of the pandemic in March. Lucy Hoff reports from Brussels.
The Director General of the WHO warned that herd immunity is achieved by protecting people from a virus with a vaccination, not by exposing them to it. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said herd immunity only works when a threshold of vaccination is reached in the population. His warning comes as the virus spreads at pace through Europe. France has shut bars in 2 more cities, Toulouse and Montpellier, and saw cases surge nationally to a record 27,000 on Saturday. Belgium has been warned that a second lockdown could come within weeks.
UK unemployment's at its highest rate in 3 years, with 1.5 million people now out of work. Stuart Smith reports from London.
The jump in unemployment comes with the greatest number of redundancies in a 3-month period since 2009 in the aftermath of the Great Recession. The percentage of unemployed for the whole of the UK is 4.5%, short of the 7.5% eventually expected by the Bank of England. Young people have been particularly hard hit, with 60% of the unemployed between 16 and 24 years old. The announcement from the Office for National Statistics comes a few weeks before the government's furlough scheme wraps up at the end of the month. It's being replaced by separate schemes, one of which pays employees 2/3 of their wage if their workplace is forced to close in response to pandemic restrictions.
A report for the United Nations says global investment needs to rise sharply in extreme weather event early warning systems. The State of Climate Services 2020 study warns 1 in 3 people worldwide are not properly covered by weather warning systems. From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
The Fenix views not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Here goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this weirdness.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. We're your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Tony Sanfilippo. Tony, how you doing this morning?
Hey, I'm doing good, everybody. It is Tuesday. It is time to get back to the grind. And yeah, you know, got some good sleep last night and ready for our second show on Phoenix Media, the new platform.
Exactly. So, yeah, all good. We got some great feedback yesterday, hoping to get more people involved today. But yeah, we're having fun. Things are going smooth. And yeah, just looking to kick off this Tuesday. Now, speaking of kicking things off, let's go ahead and kick things off the way we do each and every day with a question for my co-host. Tony, putting on your hypothetical hat again, say you're an inmate at a U.S. prison, not one of those Mexican prisons or North Korean prisons, but what would be the worst torture you could endure from a security guard if you were imprisoned here in the U.S.?
I thought of Guantanamo Bay, the Harold and Kumar.
More mainstream than that, not where you go to disappear.
Yeah, we don't need a rooster meat sandwich. Gosh, hypothetical hat here, trying to put myself in there. I guess it would have to be some form of torture. Would have to sit there and listen to Cardi B over and over. Gosh, it's terrible. Her or Megan Thee Stallion. Woof.
Right.
Sorry, not a fan. It just, I think that would be like one form of torture.
Little WAP on
torture
repeat
on the ears. Well, you know. I'm always
trying to keep it PG-13.
Yeah, always down with the WAP. So the woman as president.
Well,
I'm trying to keep it real clean here. Okay?
That's okay.
Yeah, I was gonna go full tilt boogie, but I stopped.
So where I'm going,
I digress.
Where I'm going with this is not too far off from what you were, what you were saying. So
okay.
Two security guards, Christian Miles and Gregory Butler, both 21.
Christian Myers?
No, Christian Miles.
I know a guy named Christian Myers.
And former Oklahoma County Jail detention officers, as well as their former supervisor, Christopher Hendershot, were charged on Monday with cruelty to prisoners, corporal punishment to an inmate, and conspiracy. On at least 5 occasions in November and December involving 5 inmates, each separately, Mr. Miles and Mr. Butler placed the inmate into an empty attorney visitation room. The two then handcuffed the inmate against the wall, forcing them to stand for as long as 2 hours, an internal investigation preceding the charges found. This was played on repeat through a computer while the inmate was forced to listen to it. You ready, Tone?
Ready.
Baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark.
Could you imagine that on repeat for 2 hours?
No.
I would find a way to. No, I won't go there. But in any case,
you were gonna pull a Saw.
Yeah.
Go Saw, the original.
The song was said to be.
Doesn't get you out of that room though.
Oh, exactly. The song was said to be a joke between Miles and Butler. Mr. Miles told investigators. David Prater, the Oklahoma County District Attorney, said the three had acted conjointly, willfully, and wrongfully in a cruel or inhumane manner when they subjected inmates to this punishment.
That's going to be in everybody's head all day.
Yeah, you can thank us for that later. Just leave it on the Fenix line, or you can comment on the Facebook portion about how much you love this song. I feel for the inmates, you know. I just don't want you know, the listeners to not have a full understanding of what these poor guys went through.
Yeah, probably just talk.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But in any case, I won't push, you know, put any more undue pressure on you guys or you know, strain on the ears. So in any case, we've got a wonderful show lined up for you today. It is a Tuesday. Let's talk about today's show, shall we?
This is Taco Tuesday.
It's Baby Shark Day. Doot, doot, doot.
All right. As we do actually now on Tuesdays, it used to be on Wednesdays, we have Animal Tales sponsored by roughriders.org. We have a segment called The Old Normal. We're all used to hearing the new normal. What's the old normal? Our call-in topic today is your favorite homemade Halloween costume. We have a segment called Whatever Happened to the Cast of... You got to wait to find out.
I'm looking forward to that.
As we do each and every day, we have This Day in History, and up next, Tony is here with the entertainment news. Sorry, just needed to drop it one more time.
We'll be right back.
All right, folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open, don't speak with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table. Share your things, play nice, and generally treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
The Storks are bringing me a baby brother! We can do this!
Together!
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't? Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this!
You will rock this! To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
The most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back to the show. It is the Kristian Fenix radio show, Tuesday, October 13th. Now we have a little thing called the Fenix Line. It's a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys the opportunity to call in, chime in on anything whatsoever. It's a voicemail. You know how it works. You leave a message after the beep. You can leave it on any topic, tell us how you're doing. All we ask is that you keep it entertaining. We will compile those together and put them out in a future show. Now, it is the second segment of this show, and that means Tony is here with the entertainment news.
Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, October 13th. I was going to say 15th, but it's only the 13th.
Not yet.
Let's roll with that Filippo Fast Five. All right. Today it was learned that Padres outfielder Tommy Pham, he was stabbed outside of a strip club last night.
What?
Didn't say why. Just yeah.
Say what?
You get your ass kicked by the Dodgers. You go to a strip club, then you get stabbed. Not a good week for Tommy Pham. Hey, Ozzy Osbourne reschedules his No More Tours 2 to 2022. So that will be the year that Ozzy finally quits touring.
He'll be 103 by then?
Okay. Kevin and Bean alums Ali McKay and Gene Bean Baxter will reunite to host new podcast titles, A Cup of Tea and a Chat.
Very cool. Yeah, I've been following that.
I know you're a fan.
Yep,
yeah.
And looking forward to that. Loved that morning show.
Yeah, I know. K-Rock really dropped the ball out of L.A. on that bad boy.
But we're picking it up here.
Yeah, definitely so. You can catch it there. Too bad they weren't on that platform, Phoenix Media. I heard it is the future of broadcast. That's what I hear.
Some guy told me that too.
Yeah. I know a guy. It's Amazon Prime Day, so lots of sales on video games, movies, electronics, and, well, whatever the hell you need. Check it out today. There's deals, but do it after the show, or maybe during the long commercial break, but just be back in time. Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds are going to be reuniting for a new romantic action movie called The Lost City of D. Don't know what the D stands for. Maybe it's Deadpool. I don't know. You're going to have to wait.
I'm thinking of something else.
It's The Lost City of D. All right. Speaking of D, the mighty Disney undergoes major shakeup that will make streaming their primary focus. So over the years, the Walt Disney Company has grown to become an absolutely massive media giant with so many companies under one roof. Disney would typically be raking in billions of dollars, but the COVID-19 pandemic has, taken a huge toll on theaters, theme parks, live sports, and other aspects of the Disney Company. So they're being forced to shut down some aspects. One of the few areas to grow during the pandemic is Disney Plus. In order to better adapt to the changing climate, the Walt Disney Company has announced a major restructuring that will position streaming as their primary focus. It's going to be a strategic reorganization of its media and entertainment business. Disney's world-class creative Engines will focus on developing and producing original content for the company's streaming services, as well as their legacy platforms. So let me just get down to the meat and stuff here. Basically, it doesn't say what they're going to start focusing on specifically, but my thought is they have Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus. So they're going to be building a lot around that. And I bet I was reading another side article before I put this one in, that they're going to also start focusing more on Marvel shows since the success of The Mandalorian.
Right.
They've got the Obi-Wan series coming out next year.
Right. WandaVision.
I think this is a great way to go.
Yeah. Well,
it's just crazy.
You mentioned yesterday that they're foregoing the Pixar movie Soul altogether in theaters, and it's going straight to Disney Plus, not even as premium video on demand like Mulan did, right?
Yeah, it's just going to skip premium video on demand. It's just going to be a part of the streaming platform in December. So around the same release date it would have gone in theaters. And then Mulan will also just go to Disney Plus at that point in December. Obviously, right now you can pick it up. I'm sure you can even rent it on Apple now. So there's ways to catch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Disney's... it's not a bad idea. I mean, it kind of sucks. You and I are both big theater guys, so it sucks. But, you know, I'd even take Black Widow at this point on demand versus waiting till May of next year. So.
I was just going to say the same thing. You know, it would be great to see it in theaters and like DFX, full surround sound, but it's been so long at this point. Hell, I'll throw it on in the living room, and I've got, you know, a nice surround sound bar, and just enjoy it that way.
Yeah, I would do the same. I'm sure many, and I feel like this is why Disney's going that route, which just dances into the next story that theaters are really in trouble. AMC has announced that, you know, they've struggled throughout 2020. A lot of their stuff has been delayed till 2021. That they've revealed that they could be out of cash by the end of 2020. They have nothing coming in. AMC is trying to find ways to increase their business, but let's face it, you can only run so many showings of Hocus Pocus, Empire Strikes Back, and you know, and I crack jokes because those are great to go see the classics, but with the pandemic and everything, you still don't have a lot of people willing to go to the theater, even for classics.
Right. And even the ticket prices for you know, these throwback movies, you know, went and saw Empire Strikes Back for $5 a ticket. We just went and saw Hocus Pocus this weekend. It was $1 a ticket. So that's not going to keep them afloat.
No, it's not. And they're worried. I mean, basically with 007, No Time to Die, pushed back to 2021. Soul going straight to streaming. The Croods, A New Age, is the only major release coming out for AMC. That's it. That's coming around Thanksgiving. Wonder Woman 84 is still on hold, is still potentially for December. I don't see that happening.
Not.
I think Wonder Woman gets pushed back to 2021 as well.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, me too, Han. Me too. Still, this is all like nice segues because we've been talking about, you know, where the future may lie is premium video on demand. Well, Greenland is going to opt out of theaters. Now, this is the Gerard Butler disaster pick that was supposed to come out in September.
For a moment, I thought you were talking about the country itself.
Oh, did you? I thought you thought I was going to crack a joke on, you know how I mix up Gerard Butler and Russell Crowe?
Right, right.
Yeah, because I screwed that up from these movies. But yeah, no.
No, I thought the entire country of Greenland decided to close all theaters for good.
Yeah, you're like, oh.
It's still early, folks.
Okay, hey, that is all right. Yeah, well, so the movie with Gerard Butler and it's just this disaster pick of them running from an asteroid.
Looked pretty good.
Good luck with that. Yeah, so instead of coming to theaters, it's officially going to be premium video on demand starting December 18th, 2020. Happy birthday to one of my friends that listens on that day. You know who you are. Happy birthday, future birthday. On that day, you can watch Greenland. So yeah, this is the way things are, man. This is the way it looks like we're headed, and yeah. So that's some exciting movie news. If you want some scandalous news, we go to TV. It's Tiger King star Doc Antle, he's indicted for animal cruelty and trafficking. Surprisingly, it's not a Carol Baskin story. But
Carol Baskin?
Doc Antle says, I'm terribly shocked and disappointed at the charges that have been filed against me by the Commonwealth of Virginia and how they have sought to involve my daughters in this matter. I deny any act or conduct that could ever be considered as animal cruelty. He has not yet been taken into custody, but he has a slew of felony and misdemeanor charges for his treatment and transportation of lion cubs. So if you've watched The Tiger King, you know, that is one of the highlights of 2020. You know, Doc Antle was one of the like sleazy side characters. And it's just crazy because they're all, it's not just Carol Baskin getting the heat. It's like Doc Antle's getting the heat, and Jigsaw, whatever his name is. Jeff, whatever
Jeff
his
Lowe.
name is. Yeah. Jeff Lowe. It's just crazy.
Yeah,
So,
Doc Antle was the one who had basically a cult. He had like this harem of women, and it was just weird and creepy.
dude, that whole thing was creepy.
Yeah.
It just, you know, meth kills, kids. Meth kills. Never do meth. There was signs when I was back home in Carson this last week. It's like, friends don't let friends do meth or something like that. It's like, well, yeah, I would hope friends don't let friends do meth.
Yeah.
I digress. Let's boogie on to the birthdays because there's a slew of those.
Oh, I got to find that. Where is it? There it
It's
is.
your birthday. It's my Well, happy freaking birthday to the following. I see the countdown clock, so this helps me stay a little on track.
Right.
One of my favorite football players of all time, the greatest receiver of all time, Jerry Rice, 58 today. Still looks super young. Still looks like he could kill the game today. No lie. Very nice alike. Sacha Baron Cohen is 49. He's Borat. You can see Borat 2, Electric Boogaloo, and the slew of Twinkie tacos and jabroni eating something else. That comes out in
a long
few
title.
weeks on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really long title. Tisha Campbell Martin, a.k.a. Gina. Damn, Gina! She's 52. Paul Pierce, former basketball player, is 43. Paul Simon, 79. He's a folk singer. Nancy Kerrigan, 51. She was a ice skater, got her knee busted. Marie Osmond is 61, still looks really good. My all-time rock hero, legend, want to meet him, want to party with him. Sammy Hagar, a young 73 today. Sammy's the frickin' man.
A Red
Love
Rocker.
that guy. Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys. He is a Skeletor 78. Doc Rivers, former coach of the Clippers, now of the 76ers, is 59. Ryan Clark, football player, 41. Joey Belladonna of Anthrax, 60. Brian Hoyer of the Patriots, 35. And former Bronco and Eagle, Brian Dawkins, is 47. Those are your birthdays today. Happy birthday. I spit on my camera.
Well, folks, that does it for the entertainment news. When we come back, we have Animal Tales, sponsored by roughriders.org. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It's Tuesday, October 13th. Now we're all over social media with many of you watching us right now on Facebook Live, soon to be YouTube Live as well. If you want to get a hold of us on Facebook, I can be reached at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. That's Kristian with a K, Phoenix with an F, radio, of course, with an R, or on Instagram at Kristian Fenix. Tony's available at facebook.com/Tony.Sanfilippo. That's SANFILIPPO.94, or on Instagram at Tony.Sanfilippo81. Now, being that it's Tuesday, we used to do it on Wednesdays, now we do it on Tuesdays. We're talking Animal Tales, sponsored by roughriders.org. Now, Rough Riders is a local dog rescue nonprofit dedicated to the transport of dogs from the rural kill shelters into the metro area here, working with local rescues and shelters to give dogs a second chance at life. If you want more information, go to roughriders.org or facebook.com/roughridersaves. With that being said, let's get into Animal Tales.
Dogs and the cats, they take up the middle, where the honeybee hums and the cricket fiddles, the donkey brays and the pony neighs, the old grey badger sighs.
Listen to the bass, it's the one on the bottom, where the bullfrog croaks and the hippopotamus moans and groans with the big to-do, and the old cow just goes moo.
Well, we may be on a new network, but we still have the same old jingles. I know some of you love it, some of you hate it, but you know what? We enjoy the hell out of that Animal Tales intro, right, Tone?
Yeah, I always have to geek out with it. It's goofy. But you cut out the little, like, the long, like, little hoedown part.
I did, yeah. Yeah, I figured, you know what? Let's not make it any worse than it has to be, right?
Yeah. Hey, it's still better than that Baby Shark crap.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and the funny thing is, you know, our first story is about
Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark, baby shark.
It's not really. I just wanted to excuse.
You son of a bitch, man.
It's not really, but all right.
You bastard.
I know. Having fun on this Tuesday.
All day. All day. That's
Yep.
going to be the joke. It's all day. That's what I'm going to go back to work and do. How was your vacation? Baby shark. Do.
All right, let's get into our first story. All right, so a stray dog seen roaming the streets of a Malaysian town sports vivid tiger stripes painted on by misguided pranksters. We all know our pet cats think they're really tigers, and that's all well and good. Dogs, on the other hand, seem to be quite content with just being themselves. That is, they keep their inner wolf undercover for the most part. Then there's this poor dog, painted orange with contrasting black stripes, looking like some sort of bargain basement broke tigress wannabe after a weekend cat food bender. We'll admit this isn't the first dog in tiger's clothing we've seen. About a year ago, this story reported on dogs treated with non-toxic hair dye by Indian farmers in an effort to frighten off fruit-pilfering monkeys. That's a Mad Libs of a sentence. In that case, the farmers cared about their dogs and only applied the best quality available dye to their anti-primate canines. This is different, though. The vivid colors on this stray pooch were painted on, and for no discernible purpose other than to provide amusement to ignorant people. The joke was on the pranksters, however, as photos of the put-upon pup have gone viral on Facebook, sparking widespread ire, anger, and condemnation. Kudos to the Purasutuan Haiwan Malaysia of the Malaysia Animal Association for not only bringing the striking and shocking example of animal abuse to a wider audience, but also for asking people to come forward with any information that could lead to the perpetrator's arrest. And I absolutely agree. I think whoever did this to this dog absolutely deserved to be arrested. It's no excuse, you know. What they were talking about with the monkeys and the safe dye, I mean, that's even pushing it a little bit, but this is just flat out animal cruelty.
Yeah, it's BS. It's definitely, I was trying to find the right soundboard button for it. It's just complete crap. Yeah, no good joke. I hope they have to listen to Baby Shark. Go to prison. Those guys. Yeah, it's just awful.
They need Baby Shark 24 hours a day, just blasted at them.
Yeah.
Yeah, such a bummer. All right, let's move on with our next animal tale. It's hard to think that was originally what they thought of for the Netflix. Ba-bum.
Right.
All right, Tony. So let's see. We've talked about murder hornets. We have talked about zombie cicadas. What else have we talked about in the horror bug category?
Oh, geez.
I know there's been a handful of others. Oh, the mosquito clouds.
The cloud of mosquitoes. Yep. Yeah. The locust.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, here's one that we can add to the zoo of horrors, if you will. No matter how cute and fuzzy this critter looks, do not touch it. This toupee-like insect is one of the most poisonous caterpillars in the U.S., named the furry puss caterpillar, perhaps for its resemblance to less venomous house cats. People who brush up against its hairy coat have a painful reaction. It's a wop caterpillar. And according to the Virginia Department of Forestry, there have been reports of the puss caterpillar in a few eastern Virginia counties. They say social distance away from this caterpillar, the VDOF wrote on its Facebook on Tuesday. The insect's fuzzy veneer hides venomous spines. As the caterpillars grow in size before they change into equally fuzzy southern flannel moths, their venom becomes more toxic. Their painful sting is followed by swelling and redness, but those who get stung may also experience symptoms like headaches, fever, nausea, vomiting, low blood pressure, rapid heartbeat, seizure, and in rare cases, abdominal pain. According to
this sounds frightening. It went from very funny to very scary.
It also sounds like side effects of a pharmaceutical commercial as well.
Right. Will cause the following.
Some people may even experience multiple stings because the caterpillars can fall from trees and become lodged in clothes, particularly shirt collars. Jeez. The Florida Poison Information Center recommends treating puss caterpillar stings by placing Scotch tape over the sting, then peeling it off to remove the spines. So aside from the quite juvenile name, avoid the puss caterpillar at all costs.
Then you had to bring Cardi B into it.
Guess what, bitch? Coronavirus.
Oh, that could be my favorite. What was the super puss? The caterpillar? The monster?
The furry puss caterpillar.
Snuffleupagus.
We are such teenagers at heart.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on with our final story in Animal Tales. Tony, I picked this one just for you.
Why, thanks, buddy. Thanks.
What is your biggest fear in the world?
Oh, I hate snakes. I hate them.
Well, you're about to hate them even more. A teenager was rushed to the hospital after a python bit his penis as he sat on the toilet. Sarapap Mascarat, 18, went to the loo on Tuesday evening when he felt a sudden searing pain in his manhood. The teenager looked down and saw the python with its jaws clamped around the tip of his penis. It quickly let go as blood spurted around the toilet. Are you freaking out yet, Tone?
No, I'm laughing.
Sarapap yelled in terror as he ran out of the bathroom with his pants around his ankles in Nonthaburi, central Thailand, around 13 miles north of Bangkok. The teenager's panic-stricken mother calmed him down before paramedics rushed the lad to the nearby Bang Yai hospital to have his wounded manhood treated. Doctors gave Sarapap 3 stitches in the glands at the tip of the penis and treated the bite wound with antibiotic wash to kill any bacteria from the python's fangs. Sarapap said, "I was using the toilet, but a few moments after I sat down, I suddenly felt pain in my penis. I looked down and saw there was a snake hanging in the toilet, and there was blood everywhere. It was only a small snake, but its bite was so strong. I hope that my penis can recover. I hope it can too." Poor guy. Animal handlers arrived at the 2-story home and began searching for the snake, which was still coiled up in the toilet bowl. They used snake catching equipment to snare the python, which measured around 4 feet long. They took it into a sack before releasing it back into the woodland. And there are pictures, and we're going to post this on our Facebook page. Tony, if you want to see the aftermath in the toilet.
Oh, okay. I love the toilet. I don't want to see that dude's noodle.
No.
Left of his noodle. What you gonna do, brother, when those 24-inch pythons give you a Bobby Joe on a pot, dude?
Yeah, we don't see his python. We only see the toilet.
This kid don't have a python. If he ever had one, it's gone.
Ugh. That gives me chills.
Stacy chimed in on the Phoenix page. She said she's going to get me a snake for Christmas. How about no? You want one. We're good.
That is terrifying. Well, folks, that does it for this edition of Animal Tales. When we come back, we have a segment called The Old Normal. You won't want to miss it. Come on back.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother!
We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat. Cool. Very cool. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm gonna do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. Indeed. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Tuesday, October 13th. Now, if you missed a portion of the show or you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it's easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us, click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts. Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, about 20 in all. While you're there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review, let us know what you think, and tell your friends because sharing is caring. Now, in this segment, every once in a while we like to wax nostalgic, talk about the good old days. Tony and I grew up kids of the 80s and 90s. And a term that's been thrown around very recently is the new normal. As we're living through the whole coronavirus pandemic, and there is really no new normal.
Guess what, bitch? We're on the back!
As Cardi B said best. But wanted to wax nostalgic a little bit more and talk about what was normal in 2000, but is strange today. And so we'll go ahead and run through some of these things. Hopefully you guys can share in the enjoyment of them. And Tony and I will chat a little bit about it. First one being, back in the year 2000, your parents telling you not to believe everything you read on the internet. Now in 2020, your parents believing every post they see on Facebook. I couldn't think of anything more true than that.
Yeah, no, if it's on Facebook, it's true nowadays.
If it's on the internet, it's true.
Yeah.
It's
like I fool people. Sometimes at work, I'll post, let's say, like I just came back from vacation. A week from now, I could post something from Carson City, and people are going to think I'm actually there. Like some of the older crowd, be like, "Wait, you were just there." It's like,
well, somebody even commented on a 2-year-old post of yours recently, and then people thought that there was some big change going on, and
I
crazy.
had to address that rumor. Everyone thought I was leaving again, or I was taking a promotion, and I was like, "Wait, what?" I couldn't understand why I was getting blown up like on these updates. I'm like, I didn't get promoted, not recently.
Right.
So,
Well,
so I had to address that. Yeah.
The other funny thing you come across is, there's satire sites like The Onion, and people will post and repost, fake articles from there, as true. And it's crazy what happens on the internet these days.
Oh, good for you.
All right. Going back to the year 2000, 2000 was after the time of mixtapes, but it was perfect for the time of mixed CDs. Do you recall buying that giant stack of CDRs, Tony, just so you can make your own custom mixes? And then soon the DVDRs where you could, fit like 5 albums on one.
Yeah, it was definitely the thing to do. or at that time, like that's how, if you had the software where you had, I remember you and Adam had Anthrax 8, Volume 8, Threat is Real. Yeah, and that was a tough album to get a hold of. So it was like, hey, can I borrow your CD? So that way you can make a copy of it. So actually you could have your own.
Right.
That's how I had to get it, because that damn album was impossible to get. So
yeah, now you just sign up for an Apple Music or Spotify subscription, and you've got everything right there at the tip of your fingers.
Yeah, but yeah, the mixes were great. Like I still to this day have a little book inside my truck. It was just, I used to make mixes back before the streaming stuff, so I still had like my own personal greatest hits. But then when you could condense them down to MP3s, and then you could get blown away and have like over 100 tracks on one. Yeah. I think 2013 was the last time I did a mix album. So
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Did you have in your car, I know I had one, that giant book that was full of just CD sleeves? I think it was like 4 or 6 per page, front and back.
Oh yeah, still. You had the Case Logic books. Oh
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, the good old days. And then you also had the visor ones where you would stick them in, but those were the CDs that you didn't really care about because they got scratched to hell.
Yeah. The ex, she used to have that, man, and her CDs would skip all the damn time. You'd be listening to, her big thing was Matchbox 20, Savage Garden, and there was one, Oasis, and she'd always listen to Wonderwall, and that damn song would skip. You're my one, baby shark. No.
Well, moving on, and speaking of music, kids, if you are under a certain age, there's a TV station you might watch called MTV. The M used to stand for music, as in music television, and they actually used to show music videos. Who would have thunk?
What?
I know.
Get the hell out of here.
I know.
You know,
say what?
Even in 2000, they barely showed music videos, man. You had to catch TRL with Carson Daly.
Right.
It's where you had to catch rock videos, man, because like at the time, Korn, Limp Bizkit, Godsmack, they were on the TRL,
Right.
along with Backstreet Boys, Britney, Christina.
TRL was annoying because they would usually talk over the music videos themselves, or they did like the picture-in-picture thing where they continue interviewing people. It's like,
yes,
let me just see the damn video.
Or sometimes they would say, all right, here's Korn, Got the Life, and it would just go right to the end of the video. Like, okay, number 8, that was Korn. Now here's Justin Timberlake with,
Here's Justin Bieber with his 13-minute song. Have fun enduring this.
Thank God he wasn't around in 2000. So, he was, but just not on our airwaves. But yeah, no, I remember MTV back in the day had some good music videos. You know, like Headbangers Ball was great. Even the reboot with Jamie Josta was fun.
Yeah, and VH1 sort of picked up the slack there, and they continue to play music videos. I don't know if they still do, but
they don't.
Seriously,
I think VH1 now is another outlet for second-rate reality shows, if it's still even a network. The last I remember they showed Cops and a lot of just stuff. Oh, and they showed movies every once in a while. Yeah, it's weird.
Huh. Anyway,
you guys can chime in if anyone still watches that.
Yeah, please feel free. Moving on, we talk about it every once in a while here. Appointment television. Do you remember having to watch a show weekly at the same time to catch the new episode? And you had to watch it then because DVR didn't exist, on demand didn't exist. It was appointment television. You had to sit your ass in front of the TV right then, right there, just to watch it. It's coming back a little bit with shows like Mandalorian, where they just release it once a week, but not quite to this degree.
Yeah. You always had to set your VCR to tape it, and then sometimes it wouldn't tape right. So, yeah, it was always kind of a bummer because at the time, like YouTube didn't exist and stuff like that. And for the record, chiming in, because I keep commenting back on the Facebook page. I can't change it, so when you see Kristian Fenix replying to everything, if it's kind of goofy, it's me.
Right.
So I can't switch it to say me. But Stacy, you are not the older crowd of dipsticks. See, I'm going to censor that for that post. That was somebody else that, started that whole thing. So you're good.
Yep. All right, moving on with the old normal. Do you remember, obviously now we've got Waze and we've got Google Maps and all of that. Well, having to print out your map from MapQuest before leaving your house with the turn-by-turn directions and, of course, trying to follow it while you're driving, looking for streets. It was not easy, but it was necessary.
Oh, MapQuest, what a pain in the ass. You had to go to get the printer. We had such a ghetto printer. Like, I had to go to the library.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Man, we had like hand-me-down computers and stuff. It sucked. I guess in 2000 I felt, and yes, Stacy chimed in and said, scratch that, you guys are old. Yeah, if we're old, if we're talking VCRs.
Yeah.
In 2000, if that's the year we're talking, that's when I splurged and got that all-in-one gateway, thinking I was so cool. Ooh, that big box TV gateway. Ooh, so nice.
Did you do the payment plan for $25 a month?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, you got the big cow box delivered to your house. Yeah. I think that's the first credit I got was the gateway.
Nice.
What a piece of crap that thing was.
Yeah, well, to be fair, not many were all that great in those days.
Well, it got me on America Online, and that's all that mattered.
You've got mail. In fact, I think that's the soundbite you're probably looking for right now.
Well, yeah, all I could find is
goodbye.
Oh, okay, that works. All right, moving on. You remember actually picking up the phone and answering it.
You've got mail.
There it is. There was a time where the phone rang, you picked it up, you said hello, and if it was a spam call or a telemarketer like me or you, Tony, you'd either just politely hang up or say no thank you. Now we just avoid it. I won't pick up the phone unless it's a number or a name that I recognize.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't pick it up now unless I want to be funny and get in the oh wait, I don't have that girlfriend anymore. I like to just be funny with some of them sometimes, but typically I don't pick them up. The old days were fun when you could actually prank call and
right.
Used to
be anonymous and
yeah, you remember like people leave their numbers in the yearbook. They're like, hey, have a good summer, call me sometime. And you're like, yeah, that girl was cute, I'm gonna call her. It was fun actually. On this last trip we reminisced, and all the fun phone numbers or some of the things people say. KIT,
pulled out the yearbook.
Yeah,
all right,
fun stuff.
And then finally, closing things out with the old normal before we head into our long break. Do you remember, Tony, having to switch to channel 3 to play your video games?
Yes,
that was fun. Or they had that little switch in the back. You had to switch, to the different UHF, VHF settings. And
we had a big box TV. We had to do that all the time for the old school Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Maura chimed in on our page, and she said she used to drive by landmarks instead of printing the maps. That's pretty cool. You had to drive by it. Carson City was like a tough town to get around back in the day, too.
Right. And you weren't getting anywhere fast because it's all 25 miles an hour. Well, folks, that does it for the first hour of this episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. Stay tuned through the long break. When we come back, we've got the call-in topic of your favorite homemade Halloween costumes. Folks, we'll see you on the other side.
In 2000, really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm going to down my dog. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star, and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open, don't speak with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table. Share your things, play nice, and generally treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council. Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the future of broadcasting. To explore our complete lineup, head over to phoenixmedia.us or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. US President Donald Trump's once again claimed he's immune from the coronavirus at a campaign rally in Florida. It comes as scientists confirm the first case of COVID-19 reinfection in the US. Jagruti Dave reports from Washington.
President Trump returned to the campaign trail for the first time less than 2 weeks after his coronavirus diagnosis. In front of a crowd of supporters in Florida, many of them not wearing masks and not socially distancing, he repeated his claims he might be immune from COVID-19. In a statement earlier, the White House physician said the president had tested negative for the virus on consecutive days. But the president's words come on the same day that scientists confirmed the first US case of reinfection in a 25-year-old man in Nevada who'd been infected twice with the coronavirus, raising further questions about the impact of the virus on the immune system.
The World Health Organization is attempting to shut down the idea of allowing COVID-19 to spread to achieve herd immunity. The body says the idea is scientifically and ethically problematic. The warning comes as case numbers rise across Europe to similar levels in terms of confirmed cases seen at the start of the pandemic in March. Lucy Hoff reports from Brussels.
The Director General of the WHO warned that herd immunity is achieved by protecting people from a virus with a vaccination, not by exposing them to it. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said herd immunity only works when a threshold of vaccination is reached in the population. His warning comes as the virus spreads at pace through Europe. France has shut bars in 2 more cities, Toulouse and Montpellier, and saw cases surge nationally to a record 27,000 on Saturday. Belgium has been warned that a second lockdown could come within weeks.
UK unemployment's at its highest rate in 3 years, with 1.5 million people now out of work. Stuart Smith reports from London.
The jump in unemployment comes with the greatest number of redundancies in a 3-month period since 2009 in the aftermath of the Great Recession. The percentage of unemployed for the whole of the UK is 4.5%, short of the 7.5% eventually expected by the Bank of England. Young people have been particularly hard hit, with 60% of the unemployed between 16 and 24 years old. The announcement from the Office for National Statistics comes a few weeks before the government's furlough scheme wraps up at the end of the month. It's being replaced by separate schemes, one of which pays employees 2/3 of their wage if their workplace is forced to close in response to pandemic restrictions.
A report for the United Nations says global investment needs to rise sharply in extreme weather event early warning systems. The State of Climate Services 2020 study warns 1 in 3 people worldwide are not properly covered by weather warning systems. From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting's hard to do in just 2 minutes. 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go. Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you? What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't? Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this. To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. Cool. Very cool. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Here goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this weirdness.
Welcome back, folks, to the second hour of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Tuesday, October 13th. We are your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. Still joined by my co-host, Tony Sanfilippo. Tony, on this Tuesday, first hour down, how you feeling?
Feeling good. It's going smooth. Enjoying the first hour, enjoying the interaction on the show. So Maura, Stacy, Kendra, for chiming in this first hour. Thank you very much.
Always. Yeah, we love the live interaction. We love, seeing the Facebook comments and just knowing that you guys are listening and, you have thoughts about what we're doing and how we're doing it.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie, definitely it did. I love that last segment we did, but does make you feel kind of old, some of the crap that we used to have to do and how easy things are nowadays.
Yeah.
With stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. We all have a computer.
Can you imagine trying to do this radio show thing back in the day?
It wouldn't be set up this way. I mean, I've got a home studio here with, loads of equipment, but not nearly the amount of equipment that would be needed to do it back in 2000,
Yeah.
And obviously
it'd be weird back then.
Yeah. And we wouldn't be able to connect, 1,000, 1,500 miles away. You're in Colorado,
No.
I'm in Nevada. And
but ironically enough, in 2000, we were both in Nevada.
that is true. Before I left.
Yeah, before you spun the I'm getting out of there thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, folks, this is the interactive portion of the show. This is where we want to hear from you guys, the listeners, whether you are commenting on the video. If you go to facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio, go to the live video and comment in the comment section there. Or the way we've set up the call-in topics now is we post it the day before, giving you guys the opportunity to call in on the Fenix line. That's 855-Fenix Radio, 855-FENIX-RDO, or 855-336-4973. That way you don't have to be live on the air in order to chime in, or you can do it at your convenience. So if you're a night owl and you're not getting up early enough for the show, you can still chime in on the call-in topic. Speaking of the call-in topic, our call-in topic today is your favorite homemade Halloween costume. This could be something you made, it could be something your parents made for you when you were a kid, or it could just be something you've seen out at a party that you know was homemade, that they didn't go and just purchase it off the shelf. Now, Tony, we talked a little bit yesterday about not only your Ninja Turtle costume, but also your Panthro costume. And tell us a little bit more about those.
Yeah, so back in the day, my mom, she was just a homemaker, and she had little side jobs here and there.
Not just a homemaker. She was a full-time mom.
Well, like full-time mom, just stayed home. She took care of us. So we didn't have a lot of money, but my mom would go make these costumes. Like, she made these badass Ninja Turtle costumes. I wish I had pictures to share. I can't find my Panthro one either. I'll eventually throw it up on the page. But yeah, one year she made for, I was a big Thundercat fan, and Panthro was my favorite. So she made this really cool Panthro. And it wasn't like it looked like hokey. Mm-hmm. It looked legit, like had the blue face paint and like the pointy ears. I had my nunchucks. It was great. And then when I was Michelangelo, same thing. She went all out to make the M, the orange bandana, and just it looked like Turtle. You had muscles and stuff, man. She was talented. It's just so talented, man. She made the best costumes, and and it's great because all she had to do was go buy the material, but she would sew it up, make it, and of course,
you guarantee when you go out trick-or-treating, nobody else has the same exact costume you do. Yeah, there may be store-bought Ninja Turtle costumes, but not what your mom handcrafted for you. Now, you mentioned you might have a picture of the Panthro costume somewhere. Were you able to find that, or?
I was not. No, I think it's on that hard drive that I was having issues with. So eventually I'll find it and I'll put it up on the page and share it. So
all right, yeah, we'll bust it out then. As far as my favorite homemade costume was one that my dad and my older brother put together when my brother was a teenager. Of course, I inherited later, but it was sort of a headless cowboy costume, and it was awesome because they took two baseball caps, put them front and back, and then turned it sideways to make the shoulders of the costume. And then they put cardboard up on top and like spaghetti noodles and fake blood, and so it looked like a decapitated head. And then in the shirt itself were two gunshot holes with blood coming down them where you would see out of. And so you'd be wearing this headless thing on the top of your head with your arms coming out the side and seeing out through. And then you'd walk around with a mannequin head in your arm, and had a cowboy, and of course from the neck, blood dripping and guts and all sorts of fun stuff like that. And had so much fun with that. But I remember setting it up. We had a spare bedroom, and my little brother would not go in there. It scared the crap out of him. And so he'd walk by and see this, headless thing sitting there and come running and screaming. And, it's a good costume when it scares little kids.
Oh, absolutely. I remember there was this one ugly ass mask one. It had like pink hair, big nose, and a mole thing. And it was just a mask. My mom didn't make it, but we got it at the store. It scared the crap out of my sister. And then it also, and I don't think it's because I wore it, but my mom used to wear it. And she'd wait for us to walk, like we'd walking down the hallway, and she'd jump out with it. What are you doing? And so it was petrifying. So it scared more of the crap out of my sister than myself with that.
That's awesome.
Good memories there. Yeah.
Well, folks, we are headed to the break, and it is all about you. Chime in on our Facebook page. It's too late to call, but you know what? We'll give you the topic for tomorrow's show so you can call in then. Folks, don't go anywhere. We're headed to the commercial. We'll see you guys in a few.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole, or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm gonna do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Tuesday, October 13th. We are smack dab in the middle of our call-in topic, your favorite homemade Halloween costume. Tony and I talked about ours. It's time for you guys to let us know about yours. Make sure that you comment on our watch party right now. Go to facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. Click into the live video and you can comment in on there. And as we mentioned, the call-ins work a little bit differently now. We're not taking live call-ins, but we are going to give you the topic for tomorrow's call-in topic to leave a message on the Fenix Line. That number is 855-FENIX-RADIO. That's 855-336-4973. So you have an opportunity to chime in there. Now, Tony, on your end, has anybody chimed in on what their favorite homemade Halloween costume is?
Yeah, I've got two of them, actually. My cousin Jesselyn Pullman from Carson City put that her and her friend made a replica of the Titanic and witnessed that in the 7th grade. They were each one half. They didn't win the contest because they had only one prize, not two. But it was awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, when you
That would have been cool if one had a little Jack and one had a little Rose.
I was going to say, or one dressed up as the iceberg and the other was the Titanic, or at least half of it.
There you go. I like that. So stupid, Rose! And then I have our friend Lacey. She said that her mom made a clown costume once that had a towel stuffed in the butt and a towel rolled in the chest area too. She won best costume at her Girl Scout Halloween party.
Very cool.
So she was big busted, big ass clown.
Clown. Hopefully she wasn't like 5 or 6 years old. That would be a little strange.
Okay. That was a throw to the Itski there.
There you go.
Little Pennywise.
All right. Well, folks, during the segment, feel free to chime in on the Facebook page, and Tony's all getting texts as well. But while we're waiting for those, let's go through some of the top costumes of 2020. These are things that are available for purchase. They're not homemade, but it is what people are buying for whatever's happening for Halloween. I guess depending on the state, you're either having Halloween or you're not, or you're doing it kind of, somewhat, some things. Who knows?
I hope like they're trying to do, you know, unfortunately they're just doing a, I think a lot of Colorado things are just doing like organized, really controlled trunk or treats.
Okay.
Which I guess is better than nothing.
Yeah.
Although I'd say, I don't know.
I mean, technically the kids are wearing masks, right?
Well, exactly. You know?
In any case, like I said, feel free to chime in with your favorite homemade Halloween costume. But kicking off things with the top 2020 costumes, one of the top ones is Moira Rose, which it's not a show I'm familiar with. I know there's a lot of people who love it, and we can say it now that we're no longer governed by the FCC, and it is a proper name. We're talking Schitt's Creek. So Schitt's Creek may have seen its last season, but you can still relive Moira's best moments by bringing out your inner washed-up soap star this Halloween. To recreate her always eccentric outfits, stick to a neutral black and white color palette for your costume, but don't be afraid to go bold with a funky fashion-forward wig. So, something to do. Here's one that I'm surprised, or not surprised, that we will probably see out and about.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
It's the Carol Baskin costume. Whether or not you're fully convinced that Carol Baskin actually killed her husband,
Carol Baskin,
recreating Joe Exotic's cat-crazed enemy is pretty easy with a couple of quirky accessories. Lean into her look with loud leopard prints and a funky flower crown. And of course, along those lines, it wouldn't be complete without the Joe Exotic costume. So Tiger King quickly became one of the biggest pop culture phenomenons in 2020. And with it, so did Joe Exotic's signature bleach blonde strands and outrageous country glam style. The self-described gay gun-toting cowboy with a mullet will undoubtedly be a popular costume choice for Halloween night. So go all in with a funky button-down shirt, a handlebar mustache, and a funky 80s wig. Tony, I could see you dressing up as Joe Exotic this Halloween.
You know, if I wasn't working, I guess I could do it at work. It would be pretty funny, you know, just draw a gap in the teeth.
Right, get the mullet, get the trucker hat, and so much fun. A couple other people chimed in. We have Maura, who said, medieval dress, took me 2 months to see it myself. That's fun when it's an elaborate costume. And then Stacy chimed in and said her ex-husband broke a ski pole and made it look like he was impaled with it. It was rad. I hope that he was dressed in the old like ski school style fluorescent colors and had the big old goggles as well.
That would be a lot of fun.
All right, moving on with top costumes of 2020. Not exactly original. The beer pong cup costume. So score big with a crowd-pleasing costume that enlarges the experience of everyone's favorite party game. It comes with a wearable red Solo cup that securely straps on with a pair of suspenders, and also includes an inflatable ping pong ball that'll even have strangers approaching you for a quick game. Again, I feel like beer pong sort of ran its course. You know, talking about the year 2000. You know, was playing it back then. You know, so yeah, it's not a great idea.
No, I wouldn't go with it either. I think it's lame for a costume.
Yeah. Here's one that's not lame and a name that's making a huge resurgence in recent years, the Bob Ross costume. Let your inner artist or Euphoria fandom shine with a tribute to the 20th century icon, painter, and television host Bob Ross. This creative costume comes with a realistic prop brush and paint-splattered palette, so you can easily find freedom on your canvas by painting some happy little clouds. You gonna paint some happy little clouds, Tone?
Yeah, absolutely. Bob Ross is he's just cool, you know, still in. People really like him, and you know, be a fun costume to see.
And he's got that awesome
it can
fro.
be done right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
When we were younger, my little sister, she used to watch just random when we were kids, would watch it. She's like, he's gonna paint a happy tree. I'm like, what?
What's the difference
just
between
a damn tree?
What's the difference between a happy little tree and a mad little tree?
I used to think he'd get high. I personally think he used to just get high. Man.
Oh, I'm sure he was. I'm sure he
high
was.
As F. Just, hey man, I'm gonna paint a little happy tree over here. Yeah. Whoa, man.
It's funny. I'm going through this list, and there's some really lame costumes. There's the Lil Nas X costume.
Who's Lil Nas?
He did that Country Road, Old Town Road, something road. I don't know. Here's a cop-out one. They said the Taylor Swift cardigan costume. It's basically just a girl in a cardigan. Why?
Okay.
But moving on with other relevant costumes for 2020. This one couldn't be more relevant. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So in honor of the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg, this costume celebrates her impact as a staunch advocate for gender equality and women's rights. Embellish this black judge's robe with an intricate bib, and even after Halloween is over, don't forget to vote to help carry on RBG's legacy. That's from the article. That's not from me. Definitely vote, but you know, do your research.
Yeah. You know, one costume I just thought of, it was kind of homemade. I did one time when I worked in the Carson City Costco. I went one year as this, I created my own character, Uncle Funkle. It was named after some stupid ass. I shouldn't say stupid ass. That's not nice, because some of their members might be listening, because they were a band out of Reno. Uncle Funkle. And so I created this character, Uncle Funkle, the America's white trash superhero. And I mean, I was probably almost like 200 pounds. So I was already a little chunk of monka. I took some Harry Potter glasses and had a little wizard wand. Woo! And I took a bubble wrap, a crap ton of bubble wrap and duct tape, UF. And then I put a bandana over a mullet, and then I drew a little black line between the teeth. And then I wore my boxers over my pants, and I wore a Metallica Master of Puppets shirt. Wow, I can't believe I screwed that up. Yeah, and I went to work that way, and I played this character, Uncle Funkle, and that was fun. And I also dressed up as a coworker at my Arvada location. I actually got in trouble for it. His name was Leo, and I dressed him up exactly as him, and I called myself the Hog Pog, because he would always call me Tiger. He's this biker who had a ponytail, and dude, I had spot on the stash, the flannel shirt, the biker gloves. I wrote Hog Pog, like HAWG. Hey Tiger, hey, how you doing, buddy? Yeah. I'm kind of talk like Randy Savage.
I'm thinking we might have to do a Halloween show where you dress up as Uncle Funkle, and I'll figure something out on this end.
All right, I'll see if I can dust out. I do have pictures of that, man. I was a beefy little dude. Hey, I had a girl. It didn't matter.
Exactly. All right, and finally, before we head to the break, one of the hottest costume ideas to come out of the recent debates, and again, we're not a political show, we're just throwing ideas out there, is a couple's costume where one person dresses up as Mike Pence, the other dresses up as a fly. I know, brilliant, right? Well, folks, that does it for our call-in topic. Our call-in topic tomorrow is going to be clever, scary movie moments. So chime in on the Fenix line with what scary movie you think had the most clever moment, and we'll play that on the air. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool, and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org, brought to you by the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, and they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Tuesday, October 13th. Now, as a reminder, we have the Fenix Line. The Fenix Line is a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys the opportunity to call in on anything whatsoever. For instance, maybe you want to share your favorite homemade Halloween costume, or you want to call in on tomorrow's call-in topic, which is the clever, scary movie moments. Not the clever, just clever, scary movie moments. You know, scary movies that take you on some twists and turns. What comes to mind is The Sixth Sense. You know, I See Dead People. Some good ones out there. Actually, we just recently watched one, which I will share tomorrow when we do the topic. Again, can be on it. Anything whatsoever. We just ask that you keep it entertaining. We'll compile this together, put them out in a future show. And as a reminder, that number is 855-PHOENIX-RADIO. That's 855-FENIX-RDO or 855-336-4973. Now, in this segment, it's actually going to become a somewhat recurring segment, not a weekly one, but maybe bi-weekly or whatever it may be. And it's a segment titled, Whatever Happened to the Cast of... ... We find ourselves watching movies, especially older movies, and wonder, oh God, whatever happened to them? Some have big names that are still around, others don't. And so the movie that I picked for today is one that I took Jesse to see over the weekend. We mentioned it earlier, spent $1 a ticket on it. Hocus Pocus. Obviously, it's fitting.
Hocus Pocus.
It's fitting for this time of the year. I know Hocus Pocus 2 is coming out. Tony, do you remember if it's going straight to streaming service?
It's going straight, yeah. It's going to be on Disney Plus sometime in 2021.
Okay, all right.
But it's got the original cast. I hope Vanessa Shaw's back. I mentioned, like, I had a huge crush on her in the 90s.
Well, we'll get to Vanessa Shaw. So, in any case, Today we're wondering whatever happened to the cast of Hocus Pocus. So starting with obviously the bigger names, Bette Midler, huge name. She was the main star of it. Hocus Pocus fans may remember Bette Midler as the
Hocus
Pans. It's words are hard, folks.
I know words are hard. I just had to. I was like, wait, Hocus Pocus. That's the title of the second one. Hocus Pocus. Put in your focus.
Let's try this again.
It with the furry puss caterpillar.
There you go. Hocus Pocus fans may remember Bette Midler as the hilariously wicked Winifred Sanderson, but this was far from Bette's only major acting role when the movie premiered in 1993. In 1979, she starred in The Rose and earned an Oscar nomination for it, and sang the film's title soundtrack, also entitled The Rose. By the early 1990s, Bette's resume also included a special Tony Award, 2 Emmys, 3 Grammy Awards, and 3 Golden Globe Awards. Wow, I didn't realize she had so many. Well, Bette Midler now, Bette has continued to receive many accolades. Her principal role in Hello, Dolly scored her a Tony, Outer Critics Circle Award, and Drama Desk Award, all in 2017. A few years back, in 2015, Bette was busy on her 10th concert tour entitled Divine Intervention. Most recently, though, you may have seen her on The Good Place, which I remember her from, Wedding Day Winners, or The Goldbergs. She also appeared at the 2019 Oscars to perform the Mary Poppins Returns ballad, The Place Where Lost Things Go. Today, she remains married to her husband, Martin Van Hesselberg. That's a hell of a name. Von Hesselberg.
Von Hesselberg.
The next big name, Sarah Jessica Parker. Obviously, we've seen her all over the place. Well, since Hocus Pocus, Sarah has gone on to receive worldwide fame for her titular role in Sex and the City, which also inspired 2 films that I refuse to watch. More recently, Sarah has acted in Glee, Failure to Launch, The Family Stone, and starred in the HBO TV series Divorce. 4 years after Hocus Pocus was released, Sarah got married to fellow actor Matthew Broderick. I forgot they were married.
Yeah, they've been together a long time, too. They're one of those Hollywood couples that have just been together since, I think, the 90s. They've got a long run in them, for sure.
It's been a while. Now, the other big name, of course, the other Sanderson sister was Kathy Najimy. In the new millennium, Kathy began taking on roles behind the camera. In 2012, she worked on the film These Girls. 4 years later, she served as a consulting producer for the TV series The Jams. Her latest roles to date include acting as Wendy Keegan in Veep and Judge Gail Eno in The Good Fight. In 1998, she married singer and actor Dan Finnerty. I don't know who Dan Finnerty is, but yeah. So anyway, that does it for the big names of Hocus Pocus. Of course, you guys want to know what happened to the lesser-known stars, namely the kids that were in it. For instance, Sean Murray, he played Thackeray Binks back then. Well, now post Hocus Pocus, the acting jobs kept coming for Sean. Aside from appearing in various TV series Touched by an Angel, The Random Years, Hearts of the West, most NCIS fans know him today as Timothy McGee. In 2005, I'm telling you, words are hard, Sean married Carrie James. Again, don't know who Carrie James is. I don't really follow NCIS, but I didn't realize that he was still working as much as he is.
Yeah, it's all right.
And that's all Tony has
to say on that one.
Yeah. Tony, we need
that's all I got to say about that.
We need a button for that. All right. Moving on, the next actor, Omri Katz, and his character Max. Max was the main character, the main antagonist, the virgin who lit the candle. Well, there are no recent public photos of Omri, and his Instagram page has been disabled. But thankfully, Vanessa Shaw, who played Allison, posted a photo with her co-star in 2015. Omri's IMDb shows that he retired after his role in Journey into the Night in 2002 and instead took up hairdressing. Since then, he's kept a relatively low profile. Now, did you mention he's coming back for the Hocus Pocus 2?
Yeah, I think they're all coming back from what I read. So
no, that's cool. Well, let's see. Moving on, Vanessa Shaw, of course, your favorite from
Ladybugs. That's where it started.
Oh, I forgot she was in that.
You know that scene where Jonathan Brandis is spacing off, and she kicks the soccer ball, and then he goes in that dream montage, and she's like in that Yeah. Sorry, that was a teenage boy.
Right.
That,
Are you sure that wasn't your dream montage?
No, it was very much ladybugs. I remember that very well as a young lad.
Well, in Hocus
But that's where I discovered Vanessa Shaw.
In Hocus Pocus, she played Allison. Well, now Vanessa continued to appear here and there in various projects, including CSI New York. She has also scored bigger roles in Ray Donovan, Vegas, Those Who Kill, and most recently, Family Blood. They says here on a personal note, Vanessa Shaw tied the knot with Christopher Gifford back in 2008. And I'm telling you, based on this picture, she's still looking pretty cute, Tone.
Yeah. Still looks good.
She's married, but you know what? You might have a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance?
All right, moving on. Thora Birch, who I think was probably the next biggest name to come out of it. The character she played in that movie. Why does it not list it here?
Yeah, she was the little sister.
Right. I can't remember her name, though. And I just saw the movie, too. In any case, 6 years after Hocus Pocus, Thora gained even more notoriety in Hollywood for her starring role in American Beauty. She's since landed many big roles in the industry, such as Colony, Night Visions, Deadline, and Affairs of the State. The last 2 years have been particularly busy ones for Thora. Most recently, she's portrayed Jolene in Above Suspicion and Chloe in Kindred Spirits. None of those projects I'm familiar with. What about you, Tom?
No, never heard of either one.
All right, and then...
the last time I saw her, she was in a Limp Bizkit video.
Seriously?
Yeah, she was in Eat You Alive. I don't know. She was in that video, though.
News to me.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
All right, and then finally, the last star that we're going to run down of whatever happened to the cast of Hocus Pocus is a guy that you've actually seen all over the place but never recognized his face. In Hocus Pocus, he played Billy Butcherson, but he's been all over your screen. Doug Jones actually played that role. I didn't realize it when watching it even as recently as this weekend. But today, Doug has a whopping 166 acting credits to his name, many of which you've never seen his face for. That's because Doug has taken on so many projects involving heavy prosthetics and movie makeup. His work includes playing Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four sequel, the Gentleman in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the Fawn in Pan's Labyrinth, and Satu in Star Trek Discovery. He remains married to his wife, Laurie Jones, who he wed in 1984, and he was also in Hellboy as Abe Sapien, if you remember that, Tone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's been all over the place, but, character actor just like... what's his name who does Schmeagol? Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
Yes, Andy's. Andy's is all over the screens of this.
So in any case, Hocus Pocus is a fun movie to go back and watch, especially
Pocus
in the Halloween season. But that does it for this edition of Whatever Happened to the Cast of Hocus Pocus. Folks, when we come back, we're headed out to the end of the show, and that means it is time for This Day in History. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open, don't speak with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table. Share your things, play nice, and generally treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all got to see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
The most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back. It is the final segment of this episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. Now, if you missed a portion of the show or you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it's easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us, click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts. Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, Doozer, Dozer, Geezer, Gozer.
Are you a god?
No.
Oh, you brought Stay Puff. How dare you? While you're there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review, let us know what you think, and tell your friends, because why, Mr. Tone?
Sharing is caring. I don't know what voice that was, but there you go.
I don't know. And it worked out well that we had a little cutout at the same time, so it was a little more ominous than usual. So,
okay.
In any case, with it being the final segment of the show, as we do each and every day, we're going to drop a little knowledge on you. Hopefully make you laugh a little bit. It is This Day in History.
Reversing the globe for the stories that turn the world on its head. It's This Day in History with your correspondent on the beat,
Kristian Fenix.
Thanks, Siri. All right. Well, kick it off This Day in History. Tony, it feels just like yesterday. The year 54, when Nero succeeds Claudius as the Roman emperor. You remember that?
No, it was such a great day when Brother Nero took him down.
Good
Take
times.
that, Claudius.
Good times. Moving on,
times.
This day in 1399, Henry of Bolingbroke is crowned King Henry IV of England in Westminster Abbey a few weeks after deposing Richard II. For a second, I thought that said disposing of Richard II, which I wouldn't put past those ancient royals.
Yeah.
All right,
I
moving
was
on.
going to just go down a dirty traffic way.
Hey, you know what? If it's appropriate, do it. Moving on, this day in 1724, Jonathan Swift publishes Last of Draper's Letters. I don't know who Drapier is. I only read it because wasn't that the name of Jack Palance in the 1989 Batman? Wasn't he Drapier?
I think it was, actually. Yeah.
I don't think it was his letters, though.
No.
Moving on, this day in 1902, U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt threatens to start using Army troops to work coal mines struck since 12th of May. This brings the owners to agree to abide by a commission of arbitration. Don't know much about that. I know your sister worked in the coal mines, and it's a grueling job. I feel bad for them.
Yeah, it's
they get paid well,
one.
but you know, it's a lot of hard work.
A lot of hard work. She doesn't have the black lung. Luckily, she's not underground mining, but above. But it's very hard on her body. So, as well as all of them.
I got the
a lot of
black
scary
lung,
stories
Paul.
I hear from out there too.
Oh, I'm sure. And even back then, it would have been even worse. What was that? 1902. Not quite the safety regulations that you know, we live by today.
Yeah. It's just Could you imagine all that? That's where the black lung paw comes from.
All right. This day in 1953, this is interesting. Burglar alarm, ultrasonic, or radio waves are patented by Samuel Bagnall. So anytime you've been woken up in the middle of the night by a car alarm going off, you can thank Samuel Bagnall for that.
Thanks, Bagnall. Richard.
Was it Richard? What was it? No, it was Samuel.
No. I meant Richard instead of saying Dick. But,
gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Way to go, a-hole!
This day in 1960, opponents of Fidel Castro are executed in Cuba. Not to anybody's surprise. Moving on.
No surprise there. No shocker there. Yep.
A name that comes up quite often in the segment. This day in 1963, Beatlemania is coined after the Beatles appear at the Palladium. And I think everybody back in those days had Beatlemania, and probably the reason they've endured today.
Yeah, Beatlemania was a thing. Just seeing all those videos of the grainy black and white footage of all those girls going,
when you were out, Tony, we recently watched at least part of the Dewey Cox, the Walk Hard story.
Oh yeah, I slept during that. Yep.
Yeah,
power nap that one.
And they sort of make fun of that whole thing during the 1960s of, you know, the sexual revolution of singers shaking their hips and how dare they, and if only they got a whiff of the WAP these days.
Right.
Pun intended. Moving on, this day in 1966, Jimi Hendrix Experience debuts with American guitarist Jimi Hendrix, British bassist Noel Redding, and British drummer Mitch Mitchell in Évreux, Normandy, France, which, again, another revolutionary band and, of course, artist in Jimi Hendrix. Just amazing what he was able to do with the guitar.
Oh, yeah. He was fantastic. Just an amazing guitar player. His music obviously lives on. Sights. He died. We did that. No one made it past, what, 27?
Yeah, 27 Club.
First one. Yeah.
He was part of it. All right, moving on. This day in 1973, Badlands, directed by Terrence Malick and starring Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek, premieres at the New York Film Festival. Not a movie I recall ever seeing, but had some pretty good actors, and Terrence Malick's a fantastic director. You ever see it, Tone?
Never seen it, no, but it does have a plethora of amazing talent in that movie.
It does, including Carrie herself, Sissy Spacek.
Ooh.
That's a movie I got to go back and watch. That was a fun one. Stephen King's Carrie. Moving on, this day in 1975, the 9th Country Music Association Award, John Denver wins. That John Denver's full of...
She's full of spit, man.
To quote Dumb and Dumber. Same day, 1975, rock vocal Neil Young undergoes throat surgery. Probably the reason he sounds like such a terrible singer. I don't know. I don't think it helped much. I'm not a big Neil Young fan. Don't know about you.
No. I know you're not that. You're not a huge fan of him, so.
Nope. This day in 1978, 52nd Street, the 6th studio album by Billy Joel, is released, and it won a Grammy Award for Album of the Year in 1979. Billy Joel is a performer I do enjoy.
Yeah.
Apparently Tony does too.
Yeah. Billy Joel's not bad. He's got some good tunes. I actually got offered to go to his concert, I think it was 2 years ago. Lacey and Mike invited me, and I politely declined. I'm good. Thank you.
I saw him. He and Elton John did a co-tour where they had two pianos, and they came out and played together. They played separately. That was a fantastic show to see.
Oh, I bet.
All right, moving on, this day in 1987, the first military use of trained dolphins by the U.S. Navy in the Persian Gulf. I wonder what they used them for.
That's a good question. These are trained dolphins. They're not just any dolphins. They're my special dolphins. That one over there is Scott. Hey, Scott! He is a legendary dolphin.
It's funny, on a little side tangent, we recently started watching the Amazon show The Boys. And there's a character, the Deep, who's like an Aquaman type character. And it's strongly hinted at that he had a love affair with a dolphin. Great show. Great show. I couldn't recommend it anymore. All right, moving on, this day in 1993, the Mighty Ducks win their first NHL game. I remember how mind-blowing it was that, I was living in Southern California at the time, that we got a team named after a Disney movie.
Yeah. Well, at the time, obviously Disney doesn't own them anymore, but it was because they owned them and the Angels. And yeah, it was crazy because the Mighty Ducks was a fantastic movie, and then all of a sudden they became the Anaheim, the Mighty Ducks.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was fun. It gave me a team to root for. Not a big NHL fan, but going to games was always a blast.
Yeah. Now they're just the Ducks, right?
I think
the Ducks of Anaheim.
Something like that. Yeah. Haven't really been following it.
Poor Anaheim always has the weirdest names.
Yeah.
The amazing Angels of Anaheim, Los Angeles County.
Reminds me of the
palm tree.
American Dodgeball Association of America.
It's
ridiculous.
It's just goofy. Yeah.
All right. This day in 2002, Michael Schumacher wins the season-ending Japanese F1 Grand Prix for his record 11th victory of the year and third straight World Drivers' Championship. 67 points from Ferrari teammate Rubens Barrichello. For F1 fans out there, not Joel Schumacher. He was the director of the terrible Batman movies.
Well, when you said Schumacher, that's who I thought. I thought we were going on a Batman tangent.
No. Michael Schumacher, just famous race car driver. Big fan myself. And then finally, in 2010, Copiapo mining accident in Chile comes to a happy end as all 33 miners arrive at the surface after surviving a record 69 days underground. Nice.
Holy cow.
You remember that happening, Tom?
No.
Really? God, it was the only thing in the news. It was pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. All right, and before we end the show, and the reason I did so about 2 minutes to spare is we've got a ton of holidays today. So let's go ahead and go through them on this October 13th.
Holidays!
It is Ada Lovelace Day. Don't know who she is or why it's a day, but that's
she's
what
cousin of Linda Lovelace.
There you
and
go.
If you don't know, you don't know.
It's English Language Day, which we're speaking the English language, sometimes better than others. And as we do on Wednesdays, it'll be Words Are Hard Wednesdays. So something to look forward to tomorrow. It is Good Samaritan Day. Go out, be a good Samaritan as long as you're socially distancing, and do some good or do some good online. It is Headspace Day. I would assume that you just want to get yourself in a good headspace. It is International Plain Language Day. I guess avoid using big words and just use plain language.
Supercalifragilistic.
Yep. We were talking Titanic earlier. It is International Day for Failure. That was a Titanic failure. It is International Day for Disaster Reduction. International Face Your Fears Day. So go jump out a plane, do whatever you need to do. Here's one I can get behind. National No Bra Day.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Nothing wrong with that. National M&M Day.
Like the candy or the rap artist?
No, the candy.
Oh, okay.
Something to...
you better lose yourself.
There you go. International Suit Up Day, as Barney Stinson
would
say.
Suit up, as Barney Stinson would say.
It is Own a Business Day, National Train Your Brain Day, National Yorkshire Pudding Day, Silly Sayings Day, U.S. Navy's Birthday, and Treat Yourself Day. So, folks, treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
We will be back tomorrow with a brand new episode on a Wednesday with Words Are Hard Wednesday. Folks, enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye-bye.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog.